Most of us grow up thinking that getting older is just something that happens to you, like a sunset at the end of a long day. We imagine that one morning we will simply wake up and find that our bodies have decided to move a little slower. But after spending 30 years working in the world of medicine, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that this is not how it works at all. Getting older is not a random roll of the dice. It is not something that is forced upon everyone in the same way, and it is certainly not a fair or equal journey for everyone. Think about two people who are the exact same age. Perhaps they are both 70, 75, or even 80 years old. One of them might be waking up early to walk through the local park, smelling the fresh morning air, cooking a warm breakfast for themselves, and driving their own car to the store without a second thought. At the same time, the other person might find it a struggle just to sit up and get out of bed. They were born in the same year and live in the same country, yet their bodies seem to belong to two different worlds. What makes them so different is usually not just luck. It is not mostly about the genes they were born with either. Instead, it comes down to a few small things they do every single day. These are habits so simple and so woven into the fabric of a normal life that most people never even stop to think about them. Today, I want to sit down with you and talk about 5 of those habits. These are 5 quiet patterns that might be taking years away from your life right now, whether you realize it or not. But I don't want to just give you worries. I also want to give you 3 simple things you can start doing as soon as tomorrow morning to help your body fight back. Some of what I am about to tell you might be a bit of a surprise. Some of it might even make you feel a little bit uneasy. That is okay. If it makes you stop and think, that means it truly matters. Let us begin our journey together. A doctor who specializes in caring for the elderly once shared a secret with me that I have never forgotten. He told me, "I can tell exactly how much time a patient has left to live just by watching them walk through my office door." He wasn't trying to be scary or dramatic. In the world of specialized medicine for older adults, the way a person moves, their stride, how they keep their balance, and how much confidence they have in their steps actually tells a doctor more about their future than almost any fancy blood test ever could. Moving your body is about so much more than just having strong muscles. It is the clearest window we have into how your entire body is working on the inside. And there is one thing that destroys your ability to move faster than almost anything else: the simple act of sitting down for too long. A group of caring experts in San Diego followed thousands of older women and discovered something startling. They found that women who sat for more than 11 and a half hours every day had a 30% higher risk of passing away, and it didn't even matter how much they exercised. Even if these women went for a nice walk in the morning, if they spent the rest of their day sitting in a chair, their health risks stayed very high. Why does this happen? It is because your body does not work on averages. When you sit perfectly still for more than 30 minutes at a time, a chain reaction starts inside of you. Blood begins to pool in your legs. Your blood sugar starts to climb. Your brain begins to get less of the oxygen it needs to stay sharp. Slowly, a type of swelling or irritation called inflammation starts to build up. Researchers sharing their findings in a famous medical journal called The Annals of Internal Medicine confirmed that sitting without a break is the real danger. The magic number is 30 minutes. If you sit longer than that without moving, the trouble begins. This is where most people get it wrong. They think that going for a long walk or hitting the gym can cancel out all that sitting. But a 1 hour walk in the morning cannot fix 11 hours of sitting. That would be like eating a healthy salad for lunch and then drinking a cup of poison for dinner. The real secret to staying young is something I call the interruption. You must stand up every 30 minutes, walk over to the kitchen for a glass of water, stretch your arms up towards the ceiling, wiggle your toes, and roll your ankles. Just 2 minutes of moving around like this resets your entire body and tells your systems to start working again. There is one more important piece to this puzzle. Just walking by itself is not enough to protect your muscles as you get older. Walking is great for your heart, but your muscles need a little bit of a challenge. They need something to push or pull against. Try standing up from your favorite chair 10 times in a row. Press your palms flat against a wall and push back. Carry your own bags of groceries from the car. Your muscles need to be put to work, not just moved from place to place. Sitting too long without taking a break, that is habit number 1. Before we go any further, if these ideas are helping you see your health in a new way, you might want to join our group of caring experts. Every week, I take a piece of complicated health science and turn it into a simple story you can actually use in your own life. No tricks, no fancy products to buy, just the simple truth to help you live better. Now, let's talk about a topic that makes some people feel a little nervous. I am never going to tell anyone to stop taking the medicine their doctor gave them. However, I must tell you that taking too many different pills without having a professional look them over can sometimes be more dangerous than the very illnesses they are supposed to help. There is a long name for this called polypharmacy, which basically just means taking 5 or more different pills every day. Among people over the age of 75, almost half are doing this every single day. A very recent study from February 2026, published in a journal called PLOS ONE, followed 977 patients over the age of 75. The results were eye-opening. Those who were taking 5 or more medicines had a risk of passing away within 1 year. That was more than twice as high as others. Their risk of having to go to the hospital was also 2.5 times higher. How does this happen to good people? Usually it's because each medicine is given to you by a different doctor. A heart doctor gives you a pill for your blood pressure. A sugar doctor gives you a pill for diabetes. A joint doctor adds something to stop your pain. Each pill is meant to solve one problem, but often nobody is looking at what all those pills are doing when they mix together inside your body. One pill might lower your blood pressure, but another might make you feel dizzy, and a third might make your vision a little blurry. When you put them all together, they create the perfect storm for a fall. And a fall after the age of 70 is never a small thing. It can be the start of a broken bone, a long time spent in bed, lung problems, and a loss of independence that is very hard to get back. Many of these medicines also quietly steal important vitamins and minerals from your body. Pills for cholesterol can lower a heart helper called CoQ10. Pills that help you go to the bathroom can wash away minerals like potassium and magnesium. Pills for an upset stomach can stop your body from soaking up calcium and vitamin B12. The result is that you feel tired, weak, and confused, which often leads a doctor to give you even more pills. It is a cycle that keeps going deeper. So, what can you do to protect yourself? Once a year, I want you to take every single medicine you use. your prescriptions, your vitamins, and your supplements, and put them all in a bag. Take that bag to your doctor or a friendly pharmacist and ask one simple question for every single bottle. Is this still necessary for me? The goal is to have the fewest pills possible while living the best life possible. That is the secret pattern I see in the healthiest people I know who are over 70. Here is a number that I want you to really think about. A massive study from 2025 that looked at 79 different groups of people found that sleeping less than 7 hours a night raises your risk of dying by 14%. But here is the surprise. Sleeping more than 9 hours raises that risk by 34%. When you are asleep, your body is doing its most important work of the day. Think of your brain like a busy kitchen. While you sleep, a special cleaning crew comes in to wash away waste and harmful proteins that have been linked to memory loss and Alzheimer's. Your immune system, which is like your body's personal army, spends that time building up cells to fight off sickness. Your blood pressure drops down to give your hard-working heart a well-deserved break. Your muscles repair themselves and your hormones find their balance again. If you cut that sleep time short, even for just one night, the damage starts to happen right away. A study from 2025 in a journal about the immune system showed that even one day of not getting enough sleep changed how a person's defense cells behaved. For older adults whose bodies are already a bit more delicate, this impact is even bigger. Not getting enough sleep over a long time raises your blood pressure, causes your body to feel irritated and inflamed, makes your blood sugar go up and down, and even wears out the tiny protective caps on your DNA that tell your body how old it is. Sleeping less doesn't just make you feel old. It actually makes your tiny cells older on the inside. Still, so many people over 60 act like sleep is something they can do only if they have extra time. They stay up late watching the news. They look at their bright phones while lying in bed. They tell themselves they will catch up on their sleep during the weekend. But your body does not work like a bank account. You cannot just pay back lost sleep later on. Your body needs you to be consistent. Fixing this doesn't have to be hard, but it does take a little bit of rules for yourself. Try to go to bed at the exact same time every night, even on Saturdays and Sundays. Turn off all your screens, your TV, your phone, and your tablet 1 hour before you want to be asleep. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and very quiet. If you wake up in the middle of the night and cannot get back to sleep, please do not pick up your phone. Just lie there quietly. Breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body remember how to rest. After just 2 or 3 nights of getting a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep, most people notice that their thinking is sharper, their mood is brighter, and they have so much more energy. Sleep is not a waste of time. It is the very foundation that the rest of your health is built upon. Next, let's talk about a habit that is hiding right in front of us. Most people over the age of 60 are not drinking nearly enough water, and the most dangerous part is that they don't even know it. As you get older, the part of your brain that tells you, "I am thirsty," starts to get a little bit sleepy. It becomes less sensitive. This means you can be very dehydrated and feel perfectly fine. The National Institutes of Health spent 25 years following over 11,000 adults. They found that people whose blood showed they weren't drinking enough water, specifically when their salt levels were above 142, were actually older on the inside than their birthdays said they should be. These people developed 39% more long-term health problems, including heart failure, memory loss, diabetes, and strokes. They also had a 21% higher risk of passing away earlier than they should have. Experts think that almost half the people in the world are living their lives without enough water. When your body doesn't have enough water, your blood gets thick and sticky, which makes your heart work much harder to move it around. Your kidneys have to struggle to clean out waste. Over time, your kidneys can start to fail, often without any warning signs until it is too late. Your brain is made of over 70% water, so when you are dry, your brain slows down. Studies show that older adults who are dehydrated think and act like people who are 10 years older than they really are. Even your joints feel the pain. The padding in your joints is mostly water. Without enough fluids, that padding dries out, your bones rub together more, and your pain gets worse, especially if you already have arthritis. The fix for this is very simple, but you have to be smart about it. Drink a full glass of water the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Keep a water bottle near you all day long, like a little friend. Do not wait until you feel thirsty to take a sip. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already struggling. If you don't like the taste of plain water, add a slice of lemon or some cucumber. Eat foods that have a lot of water in them, like watermelon, cucumbers, or a nice bowl of soup. A good way to check is to look at your urine. If it is light yellow, you're doing a great job. If it is dark, you need to drink a glass of water right now. You don't need to drown yourself in water. You just need to stay consistent every single day. The last habit on our list is one that most people never think of as a habit, but it truly is. Stress is not just something that happens to you from the outside. It is actually something you practice by how you react to your life every day. A study from Finland found that being stressed all the time can shorten your life by nearly 3 years. That might not sound like a lot compared to the other things we talked about, but stress is different. It is what I call a multiplier. It makes every other health risk much worse. When you are feeling stressed out, you tend to eat junk food. You don't want to move your body. You can't sleep well. You might stop calling your friends and pull away from the world. Stress pushes you toward every other bad habit we have discussed. The reason for this is a hormone called cortisol. In small amounts, cortisol helps you focus and gives you energy to handle a problem. But when that hormone stays high in your body for months or years, it starts to tear things down. It weakens your immune system, so you get sick more often. It makes your blood sugar rise. It causes inflammation throughout your body. It even starts to break down your muscle tissue and wears out those protective caps on your DNA. A study from the University of Southern California found that the stress of feeling lonely, worrying about money, or the heavy work of caring for a loved one can actually make your immune system act like it belongs to someone much older. For many people, stress is invisible because it is always there. It is that quiet hum of worry in the back of your mind about your health, your bank account, or your worry about being a burden to your family. It isn't usually one big crisis. It's just a low level of tension that never turns off. The answer isn't to get rid of all stress, because that is impossible. The answer is to give your body permission to rest and recover. A 10-minute walk, a real talk with a friend you trust, or a hobby that makes you forget about the time can all help. Even just breathing slowly and deeply for 2 minutes can lower your stress hormones. You don't have to fix your whole life. You just have to give your body a few minutes of peace every day. If you have someone you love who is over 60, please share these stories with them. Don't do it as a warning, do it as a gift. Knowing these 5 habits can truly change the next 10 years of their life. So, those are the 5 habits. Sitting for too long, taking too many pills without checking them, not getting enough sleep, not drinking enough water, and living with constant worry. Now, I promise to give you 3 simple things you can do starting tomorrow to fight back. These are not big, scary changes. They are small acts of love for your body that help you stay strong, and each one helps fix several of the problems we talked about. The first thing is about how you eat. I'm not talking about a strict diet or expensive supplements. I just want you to follow one simple rule. Make sure you have a piece of protein about the size of your palm at every single meal: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Here is why this is so important. After you turn 60, your body gets a little bit stubborn. It becomes harder for your body to turn the protein you eat into strong muscles. Scientists call this muscle-building stubbornness. It means that even if you eat the same things as a younger person, your body builds less muscle from it. You actually need about 20 to 30% more protein just to keep the muscles you already have. A big survey in South Korea found that half of the older men and 2 out of 3 older women weren't eating enough protein. This is a problem all over the world. As we get older, we tend to eat less meat, fish, and eggs. Sometimes it's because they cost more, or they are harder to digest, or we have heard wrong information about them. But protein isn't just for muscles. It is what your bones are made of. It is what your immune system uses to fight germs. It is what your body uses to make the chemicals that help you sleep and feel happy. Your body cannot store protein like it stores fat, so if you eat all your protein at dinner, most of it goes to waste. But if you have some at every meal, your body can use much more of it to keep you strong. So tomorrow morning, have 2 eggs or a cup of thick yogurt. At lunch, have some chicken or beans. Keep your distribution even throughout the day. The second thing you can do takes only 2 minutes, and it is completely free. Every 30 minutes, I want you to just stand up. That's it. Stand up, stretch a little, walk across the room, and then sit back down. This one simple act fights the #1 killer on our list. It gets your blood moving again. It wakes up your muscles. It helps clear sugar out of your blood and sends fresh oxygen to your brain. A study from Brazil followed over 300 older adults for 5 years and found that replacing just 10 minutes of sitting with light movement lowered the risk of passing away by 30%. If they moved for an hour total throughout the day, that risk dropped by 78%. That is a huge reward for such a small effort. You can make this part of your day by standing up every time a commercial comes on the TV or standing up when you talk on the phone. This also helps you remember to get that glass of water we talked about. You don't need fancy gym equipment. You just need a kitchen timer or a little alarm on your phone. After a week, your body will start to look forward to it. The third thing happens at the end of your day. I call it the 10-minute reset. About an hour before you go to bed, do these 3 things in the same order every night. First, drink a full glass of water. You might not feel thirsty, but remember, your brain might be playing tricks on you. This water helps your kidneys work while you sleep and keeps your blood from getting too thick. That takes care of habit number 4. Second, look at the medicine you need to take tomorrow. Ask yourself if you know why you are taking each one and when the last time was that your doctor checked it. This simple habit has helped many people I know get rid of pills they didn't even need anymore. That takes care of habit number 2. Third, take your phone and put it in another room. Don't just turn it over, put it away. The bright light from the screen tells your brain to stay awake, and the news or messages on the phone keep your mind racing. By putting the phone away, you protect your sleep and lower your late-night worry. That takes care of habits 3 and 5. This 10-minute routine is not fancy, but it protects your heart, your brain, and your peace of mind. I didn't find this in a book. I found it by looking at what made people's mornings feel better or worse. The body you wake up in tomorrow is being built by the choices you make tonight. You don't have to change your whole life. You just have to change those last 10 minutes of your day. If you have listened this far, it shows that you truly care about living a good long life. I am so glad you are here. If this information helps you, I would be so thankful if you joined our community of people who care about health. It helps more people like you find these stories. I want to leave you with one last thought. There is a very important study happening in California, led by a scientist named Eric Topol. He's been looking at the genes of people he calls super-agers, people in their 80s and 90s who have no major sicknesses and can still do everything for themselves. He found that these people didn't have one special magic gene. Instead, they all shared the same patterns. They moved their bodies all day long. They ate simple, good food. They slept well, stayed close to their friends, and treated their bodies with quiet respect every day. The 5 habits I shared today are not a punishment. They are a way to see where you are. And the 3 steps I gave you are a path forward. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start tonight by putting your phone in the other room and drinking a glass of water. The goal was never to live forever. The goal was to live very, very well. Thank you so much for your time today. Please take good care of yourself, and I will see you again very soon.